wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's dreaded D-Rose report. Got some interesting news here. Let me go. One of the callers off the info line brought this up, and he had a different twist on it, but I'm going to say this. You know, Stephanie and Triple H, they've been selling off a lot of their stock. Well, they're selling it to somebody, so I don't know whether it's just up for grabs or what, but they're supposed to be buying a house or whatever. But here's a scenario that I think I told you a few months back that's supposed to be going on for WrestleMania 30. And there's going to be a power play for control of WWE. Well, it was going to be Triple H, power hungry and mad, so is Stephanie, on one side. And Vince McMahon's got some age on him, so he can't really, right now, carry a whole entire match, I wouldn't think, especially if he had to go against Triple H. So Vince was going to have maybe like Stone Cold Steve Austin come in, represent him and the company to, fight Triple H. Well, if that don't work out, there could be somebody else come in and represent WWE for Vince. And that's the wonderful son, Shane McMahon. Shane may come back. Maybe that's where some of the stock's going to. I don't know. That's kind of off the record there, personal stuff. But anyway, I think Shane could come in, carry a match with Triple H. It's been a long time since he's been in the ring. So we'll see if that works out. If they don't get Triple H. I mean, if they don't get Stone Cold. If they get Stone Cold, they'll probably go with it. Of course, that would be a good, to see for once the son come back in and help his dad out. He's done it before and taken things from his dad too. So anyway, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H accepted the Impact Award for WWE and the concussion work that they've done last night in Boston from Chris Lewinsky. You remember Christopher Lewinsky? He was there for a short time. And the Sports Legacy Institute. Stephanie tweeted, "Thank you, Chris Lewinsky, for an amazing work that your team does to prevent concussions. Our Sport Legacy Impact Award belongs to you." Thank you again, Chris. We're proud and honored to receive the Sport Legacy for 2013. Right after that, they had the wrestlers go in the ring and do the bulldog, a knockout punch, and pile drivers, tombstones. Oh well, and a punt kick. The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar is now on the books for WrestleMania 30, provided that Taker feels healthy enough, to do that kind of a match. Lesnar's always been on the books for WrestleMania 30, but he was either going to work with the Undertaker or The Rock. Sounds like over $1 million pay-per-view buy again for WrestleMania. Yoshitatsu, this is kind of funny, he recently asked WWE officials can I move from Florida to Texas because he found a Japanese community that he wanted to live in. WWE officers said this was blamed on Triple H, told Tatsu that he had to stay in Florida and he needed to be at a performance center, practice every day to become a better worker. And it was noted that most wrestlers regard Tatsu as one of the WWE's better technical wrestlers, and the idea, that him be doing drilling and taking hip tosses, things like that, after going through New Japan training, and being 36 years old was a talking point with a lot of the guys. If they're trying to use him for a trainer, that's one thing. And WWE officials think NXT star Sami Zayn is really good, but they want to stop him from climbing the ropes so much and appealing to the crowd because Vince McMahon reportedly hates it when people do that, with the, or maybe spitting on the crowd before, with a mouthful of water. Anyway, it depends on the crowd whether they like it. If they don't react to it, stop doing it. There's been an idea pitched around where Daniel Bryan would be feuding with John Cena, and each man would have a Bella twin in their corner. Well, you can't turn Cena heel. You just can't do that. So regardless of what happens, they're looking to do a split between the Bella twins with Nikki going heel and Brie going babyface. And it appears the former NFL player Sean Merriman, who has had some Twitter beefs with CM Punk in the past, is training with WWE, and Bill DeMont noted on Twitter that Merriman was at the WWE Performance Center this week. Merriman posted the following on Facebook after his first day at the Performance Center, and it's a picture of his side. I think it really is from being tossed into the turnbuckles, into the ring corner, and it just scars and bruises the crap out of it. And he's got a bunch of it too. After a while, that goes away, but then you get kind of toughened to it, and then you don't have that anymore. In the beginning, you have a lot of bruising and stuff. WWE is quietly purchasing items for the Physical Hall of Fame, and they were recently in negotiations with Charlie Thez, the widow of wrestling legend Luz Thez, over a number of one-of-a-kind items. The deal went through, and WWE would likely be inducted, if the deal goes through, WWE would likely be inducting Thez into the Hall of Fame. Kane should be back working WWE TV immediately, or imminently anyway. The current plans is to headline WWE live events with the Wyatt family versus Kane, Goldust, and Cody Rhodes match, and Kane versus Wyatt match was some kind of a match at the Survivor Series. And during the Usos versus the Shield match on Monday Raw, when JBL was going off on Cody Rhodes during the commentary, that was Vince McMahon feeding him lines in the headset. Vince tells Lawler and Michael Cole things to say at times, but he was a major point that he wanted to make, and Vince usually uses JBL as his voice. Vince was very frustrated, I guess, that, or should I say, how did Triple H keep saying frustrated? I can't even say it wrong. Anyway, frustrated with Cody, who was told to be aggressive and take charge on commentary. The feeling was Cody was just giving typical babyface responses to questions. Another source said Vince wasn't mad at all, but he did push JBL to go after Cody for his commentary. Former star Sho Funaki was at a recent New Japan Pro Wrestling show trying to get in JPW officials to check out his wrestling school in Texas so they could create a working relationship with each other. And a match of some kind between The Miz and Bray Wyatt is expected to be added to WWE's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Rey Mysterio was backstage at Monday's Raw in Memphis, but obviously, of course, he wasn't used. He's still is scheduled to return to the show as late as Monday afternoon, but the idea is, since he won't be wrestling for a few more weeks, they decided to just put him on TV for an interview. John Cena tweeted and hype his return to Hell in a Cell. He said, just to be clear, is for those who Cena Nation, if you're not with us, then it's time to hate us again. We run the show. Anyway, wrestling legend Don Caros, father of WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, will have his Japan retirement match on December 4th in Japan. Carreras will also be doing the final shows in Mexico City, Monterrey, and Tijuana for his official retirement in 2014. Japanese retirement match would be Carreras and Hall of Famer Mil Mascara versus Nosawa and Mazda. Nosawa, I know. Major UFC name is expected to be in contact with WWE about working for the company in 2014. It's not Chanel Sonnet. It's who's expressed interest in doing broadcasts for WWE once his MMA career is over. It's not him. It's somebody else. By the way, the Celtic Warriors ditched his trademark beard. Now they're going to have to come out with a new wrestling buddy, or whatever you call him now. Sheamus has been sidelined since August due to a torn labrum. Didn't know you had one of those in your shoulder. Anyway, he's participated in an anti-bullying campaign in Florida, and he was clean shaven. Of course, by the time he comes back, you can grow that little sucker back out again. TNA is now selling mask for $24.99. Tonight's episode of TNA Impact will feature the fallout from Bound for Glory, including Bully Ray taking on AJ Styles in a rematch for the world title. TNA drew about 3,000 fans for their Bound for Glory pay-per-view last Sunday, by the way. And happy birthday to one-time USWA champion Bill Dundee, 70 years old, former WCW WWF bit part person, the Italian Stallion Gary Sebal, 56, former WCW wrestler The Kiss, the Demon, remember Kiss the Demon? Tail Torborg, 42 years old. And today would have been the birthday of WWF valet Sweet Sapphire, would have been 79 years old. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.